talk about them like she's with them all the time, and to her friends how great the grandchildren are, and she'll make up things like she had them this weekend or she did this with them, and
that's called guilt. It's called guilt. It's called guilt, and she knows what she should be doing, and she still decides not to do it. And so, you're really blocked out of that because, again, you can't control her. Only she can control herself. And, you let your kids enjoy their grandfather as much because he will be the impactful one in their lives. But she will impact them as well. But it'll be a different way. It'll be that, when you're a grandmom, you're going to be the kind of grandmom that your mother would have been to these kids. You'll be the kind of grandmom to their kids. And that will just mean everything to those girls. I'll promise you that. And I say that, and I'll tell you, I had that kind of situation with my mother-in-law for a while, and it was really painful. It was painful to my girls, and it was painful to me, and it was painful to my husband. We had the talk, and it didn't matter, and. She had her favorites. Everybody knew it. It wasn't a secret to anybody.
Right.
But to children who don't understand that, it is heartbreaking. And then it becomes heartbreaking to you. And what you have to be careful to do, and I can say that I did, for a while, it was a real problem for me. And, and I handled it the wrong way. But I finally came to decide, it is not worth a family estrangement. And Webby's mom and I have a wonderful relationship, and we have for a long time. And, there were a couple of years where it was very strained because my heart was broken for my kids. And then when I finally realized there was nothing I could do to change her, she was just who she was, and it was going to be between her and the Lord one day, or her, she was going to have to deal with that. But my girls grew up. They grew up, and let me tell you, they dote on her. They love her. She loves them. It's a sweet relationship now. Do they miss what could have been? They still do. But, I grew up to be that grandmom that dotes on their children, and they don't ever have to worry about me showing favoritism, and they love that about me. And so that's why I tell you, it will come back full circle. It will. You be patient. You be patient with that. We've got to go to a break. If you want to hold, we'll come back and we'll wrap up this conversation, Patty, if you can. Don't go away.
WFIA, The Spirit.
This is Albert Mohler for Townhall.com. Even in liberal communities, transgender bathroom laws worry parents. That's the title of a recent article in Time magazine when Belinda Luscombe notes that, quote, girls from a swim team in New York City's Upper West Side are too scared to use the women's locker room at a Parks Department swimming pool. In March, a sign appeared noting that everyone has the right to use the restroom or locker room consistent with their gender identity or gender expression. Around the same time, the girls who range in age from about 7 to 18 became concerned after they saw a bearded individual in the women's changing room. 18 girls, we're told, are now being required to use the alternative facility, which in this case is a family bathroom intended for one person, while the so-called bearded individual may continue to use the women's bathroom. Insanity. As this Time article makes clear, these liberal parents in New York City, who say they support all these gender-inclusive and LGBT policies, don't actually want them when they apply to their own children, in particular, their daughters. I'm Albert Mobley.
It's our golden anniversary at WFIA.
50 years on the air in Kentuckiana.
And you can help us kick off our 50th summer this Father's Day, June 19th at Huber. And WFIA and Better by Design present Gold City. With plenty of gold records of their own, Gold City. Celebrate Dad's heart of gold with a sweet deal that's good as gold. With 2 tickets, which include Huber's Family Restaurant's amazing buffet and a Gold City concert for just $50.
Gold City.
Just 200 pairs of tickets will be sold, and they'll go fast. Don't miss this golden opportunity with Gold City. Call Huber's now for tickets, 812-923-5255. That's 812-923-5255. Call 812-923-5255.
You know, Dad, this camping trip's a great idea.
Yep, just a roaring campfire and a tent. What's that?
Oh, no, it's the Al Real. He's letting us know about some great outdoor deals on Owry.club.
Why is that a bad thing?
Well, no computers, no mobile devices. What were you thinking?
Well,
Great gift ideas and terrific deals on things you use every day. Save up to 50% or more. Online at Owry.club. The wise way to shop. Owry.club.
I've raved of About Face Spa and Salon for several years. They're a trusted sponsor, and I'm a loyal client. They do amazing things with their services, but you want to know my best favorite aspect of About Face? Their Christian atmosphere. That's the most refreshing part. For the ultimate relaxation, give their spa and salon treatments a try and start enjoying a new you. Make About Face Spa and Salon a part of your lifestyle. Call 812-288-2300 for your appointment today.
You're listening to Just Ask Joyce on WFIA, The Spirit.
It's a Q&A day for you on JAJ. You can call in 571-2428, 571-CHAT, and we'll just talk about your issue. And Patty, I appreciate you calling. I know that she's gone now, but perhaps she's still listening. But I appreciate that call, because that is the flip side. If you were listening to at the 3:00 hour, we had the mother-in-law who was so involved. She was coming over every day since the new baby has been born, and just giving the two new parents no time to themselves. And so and then we have this, of course, scenario where the mother-in-law has nothing to do with the kids at all. And I can tell you, again, as I was telling the young lady that wrote the email the first hour, you don't want family estrangement. You just don't want that at any cost. And so, Patty, that's what I would encourage you. You do the right thing. And you teach your kids to do the right thing, and that is to be honorable, to be respectful, because in the end, you don't want the regrets. The regrets must be on her, and prayerfully that will all the wrinkles of that will all iron out down the road. She will perhaps grow into the understanding of what she's done, and maybe not. Maybe she won't. But I know that it is painful. Again, been through it, know that. But, I'm happy to say that, our girls just love their grandmother. They love her, adore her. And so time heals and maturity heals. And it will happen for you too. But you just teach your girls, your daughter and your son, the right way to respond to something like that. And you were probably listening in the first hour when I read from that 1 John 4 verses, that we are to love, and we love like Christ. That's what we do. And we know that Christ lives in us, then we're going to love without fear. Without fear. And of course, I know that verse, it says without fear of punishment. I know that verse means that, we're going to live eternally. We don't have to worry about the fear of our salvation, because, we're made perfect through Christ and we're going to be with him. But, really, when you think about it, when we love the way Christ loves, we don't have to fear any kind of punishment from anybody. And this is a kind of punishment. When, a grandmother denies that love and that relationship with her grandchild, it is a punishment. And the child does not deserve it. That's for sure. We know that. And I can tell you, nothing gets the ire of a mother up more than her children being done unjustly. And we just so much want and need that kind of relationship for our children, because we know that, again, it's a very healthy relationship. That grandchild relationship is important, but they do have it with that grandfather. And so let them cherish that. Let them just cherish that. And they are coming of the age where your daughter, certainly at 21 years old, that she'll be able to compartmentalize these things, that she'll be able to understand it's nothing that she did. It's just the nature of your mother-in-law and her grandmother. And so you talk with them about that. You be open with them about that, that it hurts you and it hurts their dad for them. But, one day they'll understand and they'll be able to work through all these issues, and that it's her problem, not theirs. It's nothing that's wrong with them. And thank goodness for that loving grandfather who compensates. And God does send compensators. Now, I can tell you, it would be doubly bad if the grandfather, I was so encouraged when you said that, the grandfather does have a relationship with them, because God compensates through him for that grandparent relationship. And so you relish in that joy. And, just leave this other one, just let it hang there and let it just work out the way it will. And that is that hopefully the older she gets, the more she'll see that she was wrong in her ways. And again, she may not ever. But you be praying about her relationship with the Lord, because obviously it's not right, especially if she's lying about her relationship and what all she does with her grandkids, those two. She's probably thinks she's not lying because she is doing something with the others, and she's just throwing these two in the loop or the lump of them. But, that's between her and the Lord. And again, you just do what's right by you, because you can only answer for yourself to God. And don't, for the sake of your husband, for the sake of your marriage, don't let her come between you and him, because that would inflict even more problems and more hurt and more damage to your kids. So don't ever let that be a barrier between the two of you. You just dismiss that. She does not define him. All right? He can't control her any more than you can. And so I would just encourage you not to let that become a barrier between you guys. And, you probably will have, odd words about it, but it's, make sure that it's aimed in the right direction. You're not taking your frustration out on him. You're just venting your frustration, and let him know that that's what you're doing, that you're venting. You let him know, I'm not angry with you, and I don't mean to make you upset either. I know it hurts you, but I am so frustrated over this, and I just have to vent it to someone. So thank you for listening. That's the kind of conversation